self-doubt. And to be honest, it has never brought me down. No, 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 no. I'm really glad I'm not walking around believing my inflated ape brain figured it out. And suddenly you realize that everything you'd ever told yourself were lies. And believe me, I can sympathize, 'cause everything I ever thought I was made me cry. Like and I'm really glad I don't take part in your big search for who you are. And I don't care that I sound arrogant, but knowing who you are is just for amateurs. And suddenly you realize, yeah, that everything you ever told yourself were lies. And believe me, I can sympathize. Oh, still everything you ever thought you were made me cry. To be honest, it made me wanna die inside. And I'm sure I did, but just a little bit. And suddenly you realize that everything you'd ever told yourself were lies. And believe me, I can sympathize, 'cause everything I ever thought I was made me cry. Yeah, and suddenly you realize that everything you'd ever told yourself were lies. And believe me, I can sympathize. Still everything you ever thought you were made me cry.
Hey everybody, welcome to Monty After Dark. Another day, another night, really. And we're here. Join the panel. I put the link in the chat. So if you want to join me, then join me because we have a lot or a little to talk about, depending on what you want to talk about. So I'm here for up to anything. We can talk about DLF. Maybe we'll talk about 90 Daddy. Maybe Foodie Beauty. Maybe Sagittarius Shoddy. Hey Kai Bear, hey We for Fowlers, Callie, Mimsicle, how are you doing? No Justice, thanks for modding. Ranson, Sarah M. Thompson, Charlotte, Oranges, Cherry Steeler Girl, Lynn Smith. Hello, Crab Apples, thanks for modding, appreciate you as usual. Who else do we have here? We got Say Let's Do More, thanks for being here, appreciate you. Who else is in the chat? Cherry. I think I said Cherry already. Need some Z's. Desiree, Lisa B. Rest in peace, Taylor Hawkins. Foo Fighters. Definitely. That is very sad news to hear. In 4K, Amber Chick, Clark E. Janelle RN, Holy Moly, and Jessica Razumi Yazra. If you want to come on up. Thank you, everybody. Monarch, Love, Jessica, Sarah M. Thompson, Team Psych Ward, Mindy B, Zinga Girl Lay, Nina Moore, Charlotte, Erica Lynn, and Old Darlene. Hi there. Thanks for joining me. Dr. Harry B, what's up? Jenny and Mika, thanks for being here. Is DLF back in his apartment? Yes, he is back in his apartment. And I don't know, I haven't actually watched his last stream. It was from a couple hours ago, so I gotta catch up on that. Hi there, Colleen with a K, Tracy Lee Beauty, welcome. We got Loyal Warrior in the chat. How are you doing it? Let me post the link once more. It's right there. If you want to join the panel, then join the panel. I would greatly appreciate that. Um, hmm. Gotta check one thing here while we wait for some people. Do I? No. All right, we're gonna have Kidney J come up in the next minute or two. We got Greg Grubo. Hey, Greg Grubo, welcome. AJ Herod. Jenna T, what's up? Oh, yeah, you need to check out his new apartment. Okay, Greg Grubo, you're live, but we can't hear you. I guess you're muted.
Oh, yes. So I guess while you're getting people up here, I'll just point out, this is off the top of my head, your average width of a commercial airliner seat's like 17 inches, and that gaming chair Chantal got, I think, if off the top of my head, I think it was 22 inches wide. So just for food for thought as to size. And number two, I have an uncle who flies airplanes and cousins and stuff, and I know that if you have to use a seatbelt extension, you cannot sit in the emergency aisles because it presents a tripping hazard in an emergency situation. But in general, as I understand it, you're allowed one extension, but if you spill over into the seats next to you or you need more than one extension, they require you to purchase two seats. You also need to have a second seat for the return flight. If they can't guarantee that, they'll just cancel the whole booking. And am I getting ahead of myself here, Monty?
No, you're not. Go ahead. Keep going.
Okay. And the other thing is if you listen to she said in there, she specifically said today, what stream? I don't know. Was it Twitch? Was it Patreon? Was it OnlyFans? Was it YouTube? Who knows, right? But today she did say that she did call the airline, and she specifically said that the customer service rep was rude because she basically told her, yeah, you should have bought two seats. You should have known that. And Chantal was really upset this woman was, rude. But then again, a lot of times Chantal thinks anybody that tells her facts is rude. So there's that. Yeah. And I will say this, it's something we can talk about is I think she might have trimmed down this live stream before it got posted up to the internet, because there are, unless I wasn't listening, but there are some things missing from it that I specifically remember when I watched the original as it was streaming. But you can ask chat if anybody else thinks this also, and maybe I just wasn't listening when she said the things that I know she said in the original when they were repeated and while you were reviewing it. Hey, Kidney Bay.
Hello, hi everyone.
How's it going?
It's going well. So you were talking about the airline seats,
Mm-hmm.
and I just came at the tail end of it. I don't know. People were saying in the other live stream that they actually ask your weight. Like, do they bluntly say?
They can and they will. Flying is physics, and so if you rock up and you look, because they know the number of passengers and they have an average weight and they have an idea. But if you rock on up and you look bigger, or they think they'll flat out say something to you. How much do
Okay.
you weigh? Yeah, it's this isn't somebody infringing on your rights. This is physics. Planes don't float by magic. So yeah, I have seen it happen on more than one occasion where they just flat out said, "How much do you weigh?" And
But I have a question then. Aren't
mhm.
they all just gonna lie?
You can
Like
lie all
Miss
you
Chantel
want.
350? Like, are they gonna put you
Yeah.
on the luggage scale? Like,
Eh, I
like I
don't
don't.
know. I have some family members who are also flight attendants, and like, they can, how like fitness trainers, they have scale eyes, they can kind of tell looking at stuff how many calories. I think a lot of these airline folks are like that. You can roll up and say, yeah, I weigh 200 pounds. They'll be like,
So
mm.
it's like the guy at the carnival or the fair guessing weight, I guess.
I
Like,
guess
Right?
so. We got
Mhm.
Ariana at the back. I'll bring you on, Ariana. So I'm not sure if you want to still be on camera. All right, welcome.
welcome,
You're live.
Ariana.
Hey, Ariana.
Hi guys.
So, Ariana,
Hi,
you
can
and
you
I are
guys
on
hear
the
me?
same page, I think, as far as what's going to happen.
Yes, I can hear you, Ariana. You're
Okay.
live.
Hi. This is my first time doing this, so I don't have a picture. Or I don't know how to do any of this.
Just talk. You're good.
Hi, Grivo. Hi, Kidney J. Hi,
Hello.
Monty. Hi, everybody.
Hello,
So,
welcome.
Hi, thanks.
yeah. So Ariana, your
hmm
your team, she's not even gonna go, right? Like it's all plans, but she's not even gonna go, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think so. I think it's going to be. I think she was setting the stage tonight for. This is obviously, like it's not her fault. She had the plans to go, but the airlines are fat shaming, and now it's going to be their fault. And this is the reason she's not going. It's because she had the
Yeah.
intention to go, and it's not her fault, guys. It's just,
Mhm.
it's the airlines. I think that's what's
Yeah.
happening.
And she already set the stage today where she called the airlines and they basically were rude to her because, she should have known to get two seats. And she said, well, I'm just going to go and, and I'll just make it work. So I suspect they have already told her what she needs to do. Um, this is just my opinion. I think she's going to post like really late in the day. She's going to have a whole story. I got to the airport and they wouldn't let me on and blah, blah, blah. When realistically, that'd make great content, filming herself raging at the airport and stuff. But I think she's just going to get really baked the night before, sleep in, miss the alarm, not get to the airport in time, and then have a whole story ready that evening.
Yes.
I hope she proves me wrong because it's going to be great if she actually went, but I don't think it's going to happen. She's
Yeah,
already said, yeah.
I completely agree. It's strange that she sets herself up to fail like this for so mmany things. Like the vet appointments are early in the morning and her doctor's appointments are early in the morning. And I'm like, it's okay if you sleep in and, you're not a morning person or you're not a sunshine person. Okay, that's fine. But just plan your life accordingly. I don't get it.
Yeah. And don't make everybody else like you're not a morning person. So why schedule these things in the mornings and consistently like that Uber driver could have picked up another fare. That airline, now, well, at least somebody on standby, but the vet could have scheduled somebody who needed that appointment, doctors, mental health therapists, all these things. It's it, I think it's just because she wants what she wants and she wants it right now. And a lot of times I think afternoon things tend to sell out first because it's just easier, especially when it comes to, well, not always, but me, I'm not a morning person. So yeah, I always want an afternoon flight and I'll wait an extra 2 or 3 days to get an afternoon flight.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah, I'm
Hi,
not a morning
Pippi.
person either.
Yeah.
Casper Kitty,
Cougars.
here is a little appreciation for all you do. Thank you, Casper Kitty. Buddha Betch, we're putting you on right now. You're alive, Buddha. What's up?
Buddha.
Hi, hi, hi.
Hi,
Hey,
Buddha.
Buddha.
I know. I
Gorgeous
have to
as always.
pause this. Okay, I'm back. Hi, hi. Can you hear me?
We can
Yes.
hear you.
There's a delay. I can hear myself. What?
turn off the video if you're streaming the video in one of the tabs. Just close it out because you're going to get feedback or an echo from it.
Oh, you know what
Only
kind of
have
boomer I am. Okay, I'm back. No, I don't have to hear my annoying voice. It sounds so bad when you hear your own voice. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I can agree. I don't like my own voice. Definitely not.
Samesies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello everybody. Chad, Monty, everybody. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing? I guess good. It's a Friday. Well, it's Saturday for me right now.
It's good. I had to feed and put 7 dogs to bed, and so they're gonna reward me with some silence now, hopefully. So, do we think she's going to Cuba? I don't think it's ever been a plan. I think she said it at the spite or something. I'm gonna go. Oh my god, I'm gonna wear a bikini. I'm gonna be touching so many peens in another country, and then it just rolled away from her. I just don't think she's gonna go, and I think she's trying real hard to sell it all along, knowing she's just not gonna go. Thank you for your compliment, Tracy.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. This is exactly why you shouldn't be on TripAdvisor or Expedia when you've had a few after like a late night,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she did say she booked those tickets when she was high.
Yep.
She did
And
admit,
she said,
if she booked them.
Mm-hmm. And she said it was on a whim. I think that was the exact phrase. Oh, it was on a whim. Oh, you mean you were high as balls and it
And
seemed like a good
impulsive.
idea. Like, yeah, how many brilliant things have started with here, hold my beer. I mean, this is basically the equivalent of that with with THC.
Well, that's how I ended up in Thailand. I was a little baked and I was new to Muay Thai. And at 39, I'm like, I'm going to go to Thailand and train in the jungle. And I followed through and actually went to Thailand by myself for a month and trained in the jungle. But I don't know why she doesn't follow through some of these harebrained ideas, because what adventures she would be on if she actually followed through with any of them.
Buddha, did you go to the Plum Village?
I don't know where that is, but I'm pretty sure I probably didn't. I went to an hour and change up north along the coast from Phuket in a place called Khao Lak.
Okay, so it's not Thich Nhat Hanh's. Like he has a monastery up there in Thailand.
Oh my god!
I'm pretty sure it's in Thailand. It's called Plum Village. Anyways, off topic. Sorry, we should get back to foodie train wreck. Go ahead.
Well, to be honest with you, she could hang out with I can't imagine what good a retreat at a monastery would do for someone like Foodie,
If she was able to kind of appreciate it and take it in, I don't think that she's that kind of person. I think she would be bored and just wouldn't be able to kind of put herself in the right headspace.
I don't even think she could spend just 5 minutes sitting quietly with herself. I think she has too much conflict with herself to even do that. Just 5 minutes.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah. Me too, though. 5 minutes with myself. My God, have you met me? That's a lot.
All right, we got Ray in the back. I see you, Ray. We're putting you live right now. You are live, Ray. How are you doing? We can't hear you. Still can't hear you, Ray. Well, maybe check your mic settings. Make sure that your inputs are set to specifically where you want to speak. We'll give you that moment while we continue the conversation. Is that where she's going? No, that was the Plum Village that on the screen that I added. This is the Plum Village that Kidney J was talking about, the Thai Plum Village.
I mean, I hope she goes. I don't think she's going to, but I hope she does, because that would be so entertaining to see.
It would.
It would be. I've been to Kao Coco.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and it's not like main Cuba, so the internet is horrible. It took me like 10 minutes to load Gmail. Um, Maybe, I don't know. That was not that long ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Um, so I would just be interested because I could not picture someone like Foodie there. And not just like, I'm not talking weight wise or anything like that, just her whole attitude and how um, entitled she is. And I just, it's just, I can't picture it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Kidney. It's just the sheer the consumerism. She likes to eat 24/7. She's extremely lazy, and just the things that she finds comfort in. Just probably that's why I really wish she would go because it would make for interesting content. You know, it would be actually be something interesting. But yeah, I think her verbiage has already shown that she's already setting it up for her not to go. I hope she proves me wrong. I really do. That'd be great. You know,
Yeah.
it would be fantastic.
Ray,
But
were you saying something? Oh, we still can't hear you. I'm sorry, Ray. Island Dreamer, you're live?
What a week. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm trying to do a little bon voyage picture.
All right, awesome. I just pulled up the whole Cayo Coco.
For the trip that's never going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like you can drive along a path, right? Like there's an actual road that gets
Okay.
there.
So, Monty, I did the trip from Toronto to Kayakoko many moons ago.
Yep.
So, let me describe for you. So, you arrive while you're on the airplane. At that point, I think it was like 2000 I want to say around 2006 or something. You have to pay your fee on the for some type of Cuban visa.
Yeah.
And then you take a bus ride essentially from a couple hours from the airport to the hotel,
Mm-hmm.
to the resort and whatnot.
did you say a
And
couple hours?
yeah, it's a
Oh,
if it's at least one, I can't remember exactly, but it takes a while to get there because you have to cross like it's way out there, like it's on a I can't quite remember. You have to go a pretty good distance. Because it's out there just where all the resorts are. There's a lot of resorts in that area, right?
You good?
And then when you're leaving, you have to like pack your stuff up the night before practically, and they keep it all in a area for you because checkout time is usually way before flight time. So that's how I remember it being. You also have to, I don't know what it's like now in terms of converting your money, because I think they're down to one currency. Before they had two separate currencies, one for the tourist and one for the locals. And it's usually all inclusive and all you can drink and all you can eat. They have different types of restaurants, so you kind of reserve different theme restaurants. The Wi-Fi at that time sucked, so I'm not sure if it's improved, but it's not the kind of place. And I like to travel alone, but this particular day and age, I would not be traveling alone because if anything happens, you don't have anyone to advocate for you. You're in a foreign country. I am in a Caribbean island fairly close to Cuba, and I sure hope she doesn't decide to hop out over here. But I hear that, did someone say that at some point she said she was flying down to Florida and taking a cruise?
I
Yeah, that
think
was the original thing, right? Go ahead,
A
Gregory
cruise
Bo.
ship? I mean,
I'm
I
not
know
sure about that. I just know she said for this particular trip, I'm pretty sure that her connecting flight is through, because somebody said that she was flying to Miami and then taking a boat to the island, but I don't
no,
think that's true.
no.
She's supposed,
Listen, that doesn't make any sense.
yeah,
There are so many Sunwing, Air Transat. I don't know if they
She's
still exist,
taking
but
Sunwing.
WestJet.
She is taking
Yeah,
Sunwing
Sunwing.
to
And
Cuba.
Sunwing is not an American thing. Sunwing is only from Toronto to various destinations.
Okay.
So either she's making it up or she's tagging along with Auntie. She's tagging along with somebody. She's not going alone. She doesn't like to go anywhere alone. And who's ready for the word beeson to be stricken from the vocabulary completely? Oh
That
my
would be
God.
nice.
Well, I'd like to
Yeah.
add in on this. I travel exclusively alone, and I don't mean to. It's just in the beginning, my friends were flaky, and I just said, I got no time for this. I'm just going to book wherever. As a person who travels a lot alone to different countries, it's a lot different than when you travel with people. There's a bit of a safety net. You always have someone that knows you, someone to help you figure things out. How's this key to my door work? You know, when you flip it, you flip it, you flip it, and then it works. But the thing is, when you travel alone, especially for a significant amount of time, you need to be pretty at peace with yourself and social. You have to be able to talk to people and be like, hello. Being from Canada, extremely helpful. People love Canadians, especially Newfoundlander Canadians. But I don't think in any way, shape, or form is going anywhere because I don't think she could book the ticket on her own.
She couldn't even plug in her laptop.
Yes, the whole thing with
That was hilarious.
It's in the
20
computer.
minutes and they still couldn't get. You're like, oh my God.
I'm a
Well,
boomer and I can barely understand technology, and watching them do that made me feel like,
yeah. Well, just assumes that she'll have her VI idiots or whatever they're called now, um, video chatting with them the whole time, and she can ask them, guys, should I use this paper or plastic straw? Guys, if she does go to Cuba, guaranteed she's gonna come back with a 90-day fiance.
and she has no street smarts. Like
No,
my first trip was to Lebanon and I was in Beirut for 2 weeks. So that was scary. And I shouldn't have did that on my own, but I learned. But she doesn't have a lot of street smarts, meaning sense of danger. And is this person helpful or is this person staring at my wallet? You have to have your head on a swivel if you're going to travel by yourself.
I mean the one
Well,
thing. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I think the one thing about traveling, like especially to the all-inclusives, one, you really don't get a sense of the island at all. But it's a safety net there because there are things to do at the resort. So if she is traveling alone, if she's really going alone, all she will do is sit around the pool and eat and drink. You can book tours from the resorts to go out to various places, but I just think she caught wind of her family going and she's tagging along. Like I don't
the,
not think, and I don't know why she's not saying that.
I have a
And
question for you, Island Dreamer. So as
sure,
far as food goes, when she's been had 15 Mai Tais and she wants to eat at 2 o'clock in the morning, is there 24/7 food? And
well,
if there
there
is it like room service super expensive, or will she have access to all she can
no,
eat all the
if
time?
it is like I said, it was quite a while ago when I went, but it is all inclusive. But in terms of having a choice of, I think like at the bar they could give you like a sandwich or some type of snack, stuff like that. But she's not going to be able to get her usual 2 a.m. meal.
Mhm.
And
And how about the
I mean,
portions? Like I'm thinking she would have to
yeah,
like
most of the
order
stuff is
two
and a lot of the
of
stuff is
everything.
buffet. But I mean, to be honest, right now, even for me, where I live, it's like it's not a food shortage, but there's a limit to your options because we import everything. And I
Mhm.
know in Cuba, when I was there, I was surprised because a lot of the products they were getting, primarily because of their communist status, were coming from, they weren't getting stuff from the States. They were getting stuff
Yeah.
from other Caribbean nations or or parts of South America, for example. So she's not going to find stuff that she likes there. I found that they were catering more to European tourists. So they would have things like, well, I'd say rabbit and things like, certain things like that. So I literally I'm like, I just made friends with the workers, and I'm like, can someone give me some more authentic Cuban food? But she doesn't have that kind of personality, similar to what I can't remember who was speaking when you're talking about traveling to Lebanon and various places. You're absolutely bang on. You have to have a personality. You have to be a risk taker, but at the same time, you have to carry yourself with confidence so people don't take advantage of you. Qualities she does not have.
Well, and she did say, she made a joke, like, when she first started talking about this, she just said, "Oh, I'm sure, I could just wave some money around and get somebody to get me something." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, go to a foreign
And
country
that's
and
the other
start
thing.
waving around
And
money and
that's
see
the
how
other
that works
thing.
out for you."
You
Good
can't
Lord.
do that kind of stuff in Cuba. Like you
No.
can't, you just cannot, and they're not even allowed. They cannot be have certain currency on them because there's at that particular time when I went, like I said, the tourists had to convert their Canadian dollar. We had to convert our Canadian dollar on the property. They had like a cambio exchange type of place, and
Casa de Cambio.
yeah, and I see your name now. It's Budapest. Love it. So I don't think I've seen your face before, Budapest. Beautiful. But yeah, I don't know. She just, first of all, she's not going to be able to I don't know what she's going to do about her edibles. What's she going to do about that?
Right. Remember how angry she got when she got stuck in New York and had to go without, and maybe she didn't want alcohol. That right there just, yeah, it'll be great
I
if she
don't even
actually
know how she
goes.
managed to travel to Toronto. That was as international as it gets for her.
Yeah, it was a total meltdown in New York. We finally got to see her sober for once in however many months, years, maybe, I don't know. And you could see the raw emotion that she had, like all these emotions and unworked feelings and thoughts and opinion, just all these things, all these traumas that she hasn't
worked through. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And they just come out, and she just didn't know what, she was just sobbing in her car. And that's because she was finally sober. And it's I don't know. Maybe she'll drink and maybe that won't happen, but it's hard to say.
I'm a little perplexed by her. She seems to think that cursing and carrying on proves that she's confident. I think she hides behind that. She's not confident at all. She just thinks she's cursing out like reactors or bad mouthing her viewers. She thinks that's a sense of strength. I don't see it that way. Thoughts and opinions on that?
Yeah. Can you hear me now or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you can hear me? Okay, great. For some reason, my AirPods, it's not working through there, so I have to do it through my iPad. Anyways, hey, everybody. Yeah, so I agree with exactly what you're saying, Island Dreamer, all the way around. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying in regards to that. And I also wanted to say, because Ariana, I'm pretty sure you're the one that brought it up about her like freaking out in the car because like she was actually sober. I actually I agree with that 100% as well. I myself, I smoke marijuana. That's something that I do. I live in California. It's legal here. I also have brain tumor. Well, I just got it removed. But anyways, so yeah, I agree that breakdown that she had, because when I saw it, I was like, if she really is sober, because she had said that she was, I believe that is what it was from. When I saw that, I was like, that's, if she is sober, then that's what that's from. Because I myself personally, I can relate. I've had a very similar issue to where, I couldn't smoke, I didn't have, or whatever the case was. And then all of a sudden, all my feelings, or, everything that maybe I was feeling or wasn't feeling, and just, just came in on me. And so, yeah, I definitely agree 100%. That to me seemed like that was what was going on at that time, for sure.
Yeah. I saw that with my friend who struggled with an addiction. And, when she got clean, and it was so much that she hadn't worked on and that she had gone through, and so much abuse, and it just came through so much
Yeah.
when she was trying to get clean, and it's so sad. But I saw that same thing with
Yeah.
Chantal, and it's awful, and I'm sorry to hear about your brain tumor, but I'm glad that you got. It seems like it's better now. I'm hoping.
Yeah, on the 14th, I had surgery. I just actually had my staples removed today, 47. And
Oh,
so
wow.
I hadn't come on before. I wanted to, but I just was like, I'm just gonna wait till I get my staples taken out. I just don't want to even, yeah. So I got them taken out today, and I was like, okay, I'll come on and speak my piece.
That's awesome.
You are a rock star.
Yeah.
Is it Ray? That's, yep.
Yeah.
You must
Thank you.
keep your positive attitude there. It is the key to healing is trying to believe in your recovery. So good for you.
This
Yeah.
might be a good
Thank you.
segue. So does Ray and Island and Ariana Buddha, when the stream we watched tonight with Monty, when it originally played, and maybe I'm misremembering, because like I said, there's just been so much content. There was a rage today about people being fat phobic, and then she started in on basically the airlines make accommodations for people with disability, and she started hammering it. So why do they get it and I don't? And so I think this is a real nice segue, is like what people think about the fact that she would dare put herself in the same category as somebody that has something they have no choice over, a progressive degenerative no cure type disease or anything. Just the sense of entitlement and the things she let fall out of her mouth, and maybe those were still in the stream, or did she cut them out? But have I lost my mind? Does anybody else remember that? I see Ray nodding. Yes, thank you, Ray. Like, thoughts. I mean,
Yeah,
and
that's
did she cut it out?
no, that's exactly where my train of thought
You
was.
mean,
Like,
did she edit something?
I think the
I
stream
think she
that she
did.
put up that Monty
Oh, well,
watched,
I
because
must have missed that, Monty, so I'll have to watch it on yours. I did hear her
well,
make a comment in something, I don't know if it was when she was shopping or pretending to shop for a trip, buying pure foolishness, um, where she made some comment and she linked it to being black, or to being, it was a more of a racist statement. But I can't remember exactly what the context was of that. Did I hear that right as well? But I missed the stuff on but that's her. It's like she is a narcissist, and that is how she weighs herself. It's like she spoke about it a couple years ago, where remember when she was talking about she was gonna, the trip she canceled with the girls,
the Dominican Republic.
right? Where she
Yes.
was gonna work on losing weight. I mean,
Yeah.
like Monty said, even Monty said in his stream that he said he's not a big guy, and it's still uncomfortable on airplanes. They make as many seats as they can fit. They're not worried about fitting average sized people.
No.
They don't care if you're
They're about
uncomfortable and
making
cramped
money.
and like
They're about
sardines.
making money. Yeah.
That's
They
what
don't
they're
care.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? If she's going to be uncomfortable in an airplane seat, it's on her to either find out, okay, should I book first class? Should I choose a different airline? Should I not go the cheapest way?
Well,
You
she
know, it's
said it
on
was going
her.
to cost. She found out it was going to cost her an extra $900 if she had to get that second seat. So
Well,
she said
what's
she would make it
$900 to
fit.
her? She wastes that all the time.
And that's the problem with her. But it's because somebody told her she had to. That's where the problem came in. And then for her to then take her eating herself into immobility and super morbid obesity, and then start raging or low key raging and dissing people with disabilities. Well, why do they get accommodated? I'll take my forearm crutches and shove them up her ass sideways is what I'll do. It's like, how dare she? It's just,
Yeah.
sorry, Monty. It's just mind boggling. I apologize.
Yeah, that honestly, that right there, too, is one of the main reasons. Like, there's just been kind of so many things that's like just more lately that's kind of built up with her that I'm just like just so badly just irritate me so bad. And that right there, what I saw, because I saw that as well in Monty's stream. That just, I even told my husband, like, that just got me so bad. As a bigger person, I'm 300 pounds. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bigger person. It's just, I would never, ever, if someone told me, hey, you're too big, you need another seat, I would save up more money to go on that trip. I would do whatever I had to get another seat. I'm not gonna say, oh, well, it's that person's fault. They paid good money, probably more money than they probably don't have as much money as she does, and they're not gonna want some big woman, 350 or whatever she claims to be. I'm sorry, she's more than that, but they're not gonna want her all in their seat. Like, come on, they paid for their seat too. They're
Well,
not going to want
there are
that. And for
people
her to
there are
sit there
people that
and
are even willing.
bash these people that she doesn't even know or whatever.
I guess we lost Ray. It's
I was
frozen.
just thinking, like, there are people that are willing. Sometimes they will buy 2 seats.
Yeah.
Like, if you want, like, Foodie Beauty, she has the money. She throws it away all the time. When instead of doing laundry, she does it. She buys more Torrid clothes that don't fit her, right?
Right?
Instead of cooking at home, she's ordering crap, and she never finishes it, right?
I swear to God, I
She
could
wastes
live
money
6 months on what
edibles
Chantal
and
spends
everything
in a
else.
month.
She doesn't want to
Yeah.
pay for therapy unless it's free from healthcare. She doesn't want to do anything. Look how much money she just threw away trading in her computer for lack of proper research. She doesn't care, and everything, people, places, things are completely they're irrelevant to her. She doesn't care about anything. They're just disposable to her.
But how dare somebody else infringe her wants and needs? How dare you? How dare
Well,
you
I
and your
got news for
stupid
her.
disability take up space in this plane when I deserve 2 seats, but I'm not
Well, some of
paying
it I
for it.
think is a big she likes to think she's on top of the memes and all the jokes about her, but the joke's on her.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
and the sad thing is does she really think, or did she think, that what she's doing to herself can last forever? Right now, the people that are encouraging her are just mocking her, and she thinks they're her friends.
Facts over feelings
She
sometimes.
is
Sometimes facts over
completely
feelings.
delusional.
Yes.
I mean, that's the only reason I think that she may go to Cuba is because everyone says you're not going. There's no way you're going. You're not, and she just might go just out of spite if she can.
Okay, and not only that, not only is getting on the plane an issue. Do you know what it's like at the Toronto airport when you are trying to head out on an international flight? You literally do have to be there at least 4 hours early, stand in line. She's not going to want a wheelchair. She has to push her own luggage. She has to then put her own luggage on the conveyor belt. She then has to go through, well, at least she wouldn't, unless she's going through the States, so she could just go directly through. She's got to go through the, where they check her bags, where they, the scanning for the TSA. I don't know what it's called in Canada. I can't remember.
Boarding, yeah.
But where you have to go through the security checks. She's got to go through the security checks. Then she's got to wait with screaming kids, and she can't stand anyone, right? And then she'll think everybody's staring at her, and they will be, because she makes a spectacle of herself, and guaranteed, because she's told everyone she's going on Sunwing, there's people could actually join the flight with her. Like, she constantly outs herself. Like, how hard is it to check what Sunwing flights are going out to Cuba at any given time and hang around there? So is she going to fly out of Ottawa, Monty, I wonder, or does she has to come into Toronto?
Montreal.
Out of Montreal. How convenient.
There's no direct flights out of Ottawa. She said she had to go to Montreal.
Okay.
So.
All right. So that's a whole other entity right there, because Montreal airport is not the most friendly either. It's not a big airport, but we all know how great her French is. And Yeah. I don't know
right?
if she's going to make it out of Canada.
I don't
Well,
think so.
and like I said, after today, she made it real clear that she had called the airline and she was told what needed to happen, and she said, "Well, I'll just make
She
it work.
called the
I'll just."
airline. You know how annoying
Yeah,
that is too. She doesn't even want to book
yeah.
an appointment for her pets.
Yeah, no, she called the airline. She was told she alluded to that it would cost her an extra $900 and that the woman basically was rude, but she was told, "Yeah, you need 2 seats." And Chantal said, "No, I'll just make it work with the seatbelt extender." So from
So what did she call for?
because
A
I'm sure
seatbelt extender? She
yeah,
needs a
and
seat
so
extender.
yeah, so I believe the customer service representative laid out exactly what would need to happen for her to stay in a single seat. And Chantal just called the woman rude and just said, "I'll make it work. I'll make it work." I don't think she's not. I think she's digging her heels and she's not going to get that second seat. And I think she's doing that because she wants to be denied going because I don't think
Oh, and
I
by the way,
like.
let me tell you how hot it is right now already here, and
Mm,
I'm not even an hour's plane flight away, maybe an hour's plane flight away from Cuba. So it is hot already. Sorry to the
what's the
people still
temperature?
experiencing winter and fake spring that Canada's having, but um, it's hot and the mosquitoes are
Oh,
relentless.
ugh,
And she didn't
yeah.
buy anything. She didn't buy any. I heard her make a comment at some point about she can't take liquids in her luggage. Does she not understand the difference between carry-on versus checked-in luggage?
Mm. Did you hear how she was getting
Like,
the pressurized aerosol cans to throw in her luggage? It's like depending on how high that plane goes, there's such thing as, the
well,
cargo
I
hold isn't
mean, for that
pressurized.
she'll be okay, but what does she need
Yeah,
those for? Like, she doesn't have to get stuff that's harmful to the environment. She can get
yeah.
she can get non-aerosol stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
she's just gonna run into Shoppers Drug Mart and grab a bunch of stuff. She doesn't stop and plan. She should be stopping to think, okay, when I went to Cuba, I literally thought to myself, you know what? Anything I bring, I need to be willing to leave in Cuba. Those people hardly have anything. So if you can be a biomedical engineer and you could be working as a porter at the hotel. My tour guide was some type of biomedical person. I found him very fascinating, but because secondary education and post-secondary education is free, so you'll have people with master's degrees, but they don't have a good job. And because of the communist system, those people could be everyone, no matter how many degrees they have, make a set income. So she should be taking stuff to say, okay, I'm going to take like 6 packs of crayons to give to the housekeepers. So maybe they have children, some coloring books. Is she doing anything? Does she give anything to charity? Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Completely selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't she make a comment? I want to say it was yesterday. I don't know. All of her streams and the days like they run together for me. But didn't she make a comment
Exactly,
something
Ray
about
Ray.
giving candy to the Cuban children or something like that? I heard something like that, and that kind of like threw me off, and I was like, "What the
Giving
heck?"
candy to who?
To
To
Cuban kids. She
Cuban
said that two
children.
They
days
don't
ago.
need
Was it
sugar.
3 days ago? And
Yeah.
that to me, I was like that doesn't sound right. Like I've never
Yeah.
been to Cuba. Like I've only been to Nevada, which is like not that far. But that still doesn't sound right to give any children, let alone Cuban children, candy. Like
No,
that
they don't,
doesn't
not to
sound.
say that they don't deserve to have candy, but that's not what they need,
Yeah,
but she's thoughtless because she could literally go to Dollarama and get coloring books, pencils, crayons. They have a whole section of Canadian souvenirs that she could get to give away just as a thank you um,
Mm-hmm.
to the people that are going to be helping her if she makes it to Cuba,
yeah,
you
exactly.
know?
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
she's
and
not
see,
she's not researching anything.
yeah, and
She's listening to her chat.
that's another
And
thing
they
is,
sound like they've never even been on an airplane. There's nothing wrong with that. But, they're making a lot of comments. I noticed they were making a lot of comments about Cuba and communism and things like that. And she mentioned Fidel. Does she not know how long ago he passed away?
It's
Just clueless.
cringy.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something that that kind of got me. I mean, we know Chantel and everything, but it kind of got me when like I realized like at first like she literally did no research before like booking this trip and deciding, okay, I'm gonna go to Cuba and this is gonna be like a thing for me. And then you realize like days like going by and she's like realizing like, oh, I need this, I need to do this, I need another seat. And like you didn't look into this at all, did you? Like you didn't like you're just throwing money out the window because who knows? I know some plane tickets aren't refundable. So who knows? I don't know if that's something that she said because it's hard to keep up.
No,
But
it's
who knows
considered
if
like
it's even
Sunwing is almost considered a charter, so she's not getting anything back if
yeah,
it's
see?
Sunwing.
And that's just like throwing money out the window. And
And
that's, stupid.
but I wonder if this is just like much of everything else she's been doing the past year and 2 years is it's like I have nothing to talk about. Let me stir the pot. Let me start talking about this. Yesterday, it sounds like she was starting to set up herself to let down the chat, starting to bring on the excuses. You know, next thing you hear, she'll be like, "Well, one of the reaction channels called and canceled my ticket for me." Um, like
Yeah.
that's just how she is, and she'll blame everyone else, and then, oh, sorry, never mind. Charlie Gold will have called and canceled the ticket for her. Like, you know, she's so bothered, and it'll just be, well, I lost money now, and you guys are gonna have to help me pay my bills. So, oh, Monty,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask, what happens now? So she may have got all her money and stuff from the past month, but the next month for YouTube, what is she gonna?
She's
That's
not
it for
gonna
her in
get
terms of income.
anything. She's not gonna get anything for
That's it.
yeah, but she's flush with cash now. She has OnlyFans, Patreon, and now Twitch. She's getting paid on Twitch now, so
Well, here the thing with the Twitch affiliate, it takes because she's an affiliate, not a partner, as I understand it, and it takes like a solid 45 days before you get your first paycheck, according to the person I talked to. So it'll be a few weeks out. Even if she makes some cash, it'll be a few weeks out. And then there's a lot of chat on the OnlyFans. A lot of people have canceled because she's put absolutely nothing on there. And then the Patreon, people aren't too happy with that either. So she's getting greedy, and so now she's monetized Twitch, and literally you could see there was like almost 600 people in chat, and then people realized that you had to be a subscriber to chat, and then like these 4 ads got played for everybody, and literally you watch the number drop by 100, wham bam, like, and people are posting like, so I've paid OnlyFans, I've paid Patreon, and now you want me to pay for Twitch. So maybe it's a short-term gains thing, like, but she's hanging herself. And the other thing is on Twitch for affiliates or anything, they keep 50% off the top. Tier one, if you're a tier one, they keep 50%. So she's
But
kind of
can
screwing over her Patreon people, which is more money for less work to get the quick, easy Twitch money. I don't, or the attention, because on Patreon she has to pay to stream and she doesn't get the attention. On OnlyFans she can stream, but then she can't see the chat, so she doesn't want that. So
mm,
yeah, go figure.
but so need some Z's just commented, and she said her chat calls her money hungry. Yeah, they definitely do, but they keep throwing it at her. And but will she be able to make that YouTube money, that type of coin?
I
She'll
would
have to
say
put in some
so.
effort.
If the Beezer show comes up, like the Beezer show is getting upwards of 900 people at a time on her channel,
But
even
how
with
is this
other
allowed? I
people
don't
sniping.
understand. Like it's clearly YouTube. How is she allowed to have this channel? And it's clearly her, whoever the hell Minx and blah 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 is. Like whatever. So how is she allowed to do that?
I guess that's a question for YouTube, really.
Well, can you hear me? Someone said I was really low. Can you hear me?
I can
Can
hear
hear
you,
you.
Ray.
Okay. Now when it first gets monetized, is it just is it just maybe like a system that it goes through? Like maybe just like an automatic system, and then maybe if people were
Oh, we lost her already. Yeah,
Has
it's
she added
practically
membership
automatic.
to
Yeah, she wanted to. The day that she got monetized, which was the Tuesday for the Beezer show, she wanted to immediately start memberships, and she was doing it right on stream. So I knew right away she'd go for that
what?
immediately. And I'm saying by tomorrow or maybe the day after, she's gonna have memberships on YouTube as well. So how much money does she actually think people have to be spending on
She
her with all
doesn't
this
care.
BS? Yeah.
yeah.
She
Something
doesn't care.
I find that I mean, she has her Beezer show back on and it's monetized and stuff, but she's building tomorrow's house on very shaky ground. Like she's dropping the ball on OnlyFans or OnlyFupas and Patreon and all that. So she's gonna put all her eggs in this basket again. And then she's gonna get a proper set of eyeballs on her account and she's going to get terminated again. Then what? She's going to go back and restart the whole shebang again. Like, I don't know what she thinks is happening here, but this is not a long-term goal here. Like, she's going to rake up as much cash as possible and then get back exactly where she was before, except no Beezers are going to follow her anywhere. What do we think?
Yeah.
What do you
So
guys think about that?
Yeah.
it sounds
She
like it's
wants
very
what's
an
easy.
addict's behavior then. She's just trying to get quick fix. She's not
Well,
thinking at
she's
all.
used.
But she can't really do anything else, so
Yeah, she's used to YouTube, and so remember, I don't care if they block. Go ahead and block me on YouTube. Well, I think she
Famous
has a
last
newfound
words.
appreciation for what this platform offered her, and so she wants back on. So now that she's getting her toes back in the pool on YouTube, and she's now thinking of Twitch, because with Twitch she can limit who can chat in there. She doesn't have to pay for it. She can make people pay her even though she only gets 50%. Blah blah blah. So I think, and you can already see that she's even slowing down on Twitch. Like Twitch is like her second choice. You know what I mean? So she's basically abandoned OnlyFans with lots of excuse. Apparently, OnlyFans is working for everybody else in the United States except Chantal. She's the only one it's not working for. Oh my gosh, maybe they're fat phobic too. And then you have Patreon, which it's always continually like, hey guys, hey guys, and then promises, promises, promises. And then she was going to go live, but oh, Crowdcast is broken. But I'm waiting to hear back from them. No, Chantal, they simply said, you need to pay us more money and we'll give you more stream time. But she doesn't want to pay. So now she's, gone to Twitch. She can get money there, but she's trying to make her income. She wants her super chat. She doesn't want to pay out 50% of her income. So she's slowly putting all her eggs one at a time back into the YouTube basket. And as we've seen the last couple days, she is greening out hard. The mask is slipping. Give it another 6 months and she will good and proper bury herself on YouTube. And OnlyFans will tell her to pack sand. Twitch will be like, she may or may not. But like I said, Twitch really clamps down on things. They don't mess around. And, Patreon, she'll get, there's a sucker born every day. I mean, she might even have 200 hardcore followers. Good luck supporting yourself on 200 hardcore followers with what you're used to spending, Cupcake. So that's just my take.
Monty, what does Razumi Azura's comment mean about Prime subs?
If you have Amazon Prime, member, Amazon owns Twitch. They bought it a couple years back for nearly $1
Oh,
billion. So if you have an Amazon Prime, you can do watch parties if you have Amazon Prime, and you get one free sub every month. So if
like
she
one free
has,
subscriber?
you can sub to one channel for free every month with Amazon Prime.
Oh,
So that's what
okay.
Razumi is saying.
Okay.
Yeah, and the watch
Wow.
parties are fun. Like
So Pete's favorite businessman is just out there banking it. What's his name? What's the Amazon guy's name that Pete can't stand?
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
He sure hauls in enough Amazon boxes for not being able to stand him.
Right.
And those
It's
boxes are getting
okay
out of
when he
control.
buys something.
Yes, he gets his Kit Kats from Amazon.
Yeah,
Actually,
he
yeah,
can't
hasn't
stand
he?
Amazon, but he's eating at Taco Bell. They're shopping at Best Buy. He's drinking Sprite, which is from the Coca-Cola Company, which is like the second largest destroyer of the rainforest after Mitsubishi. And just like, yeah, you go, Pete. Here's a crayon to chew on while you're cheering on all your buddies on Twitter. Good Lord.
Oh, and now he's a social justice warrior. You can't forget that, okay? He's like, now all of a sudden he's just like, I'm sorry, but you can call him certain things, but to call him a social justice warrior, I feel like it's just kind of
I
it's a
feel
little
so
out there.
sorry for him though, because his so-called best friend is doing nothing. Is only does things that does not promote growth in him at all. She just keeps him down, keeps him as her houseboy, pet sitter. Um, he's given up a lot for her, and she doesn't care.
Yeah, I
He
can only
doesn't care.
feel bad for James for so long. Like he puts himself in that position. Yeah,
True.
he doesn't better himself, and she doesn't better herself. But at some point, as an
Well,
adult,
I
you
mean,
have
he
to
is an
rise
adult, but
out
I
of
think
it.
he's almost just going through his teen years right now.
As is she. Yeah,
I,
true.
I'm a
But
terrible human being, but I have zero sympathy for Pete or Chantal at this point. Like I said, they are entertainment. I never wish ill on anybody, but I'm not going to cry myself to sleep when a fully grown adult man who managed to work somewhere for over 10 years and support himself makes a series of bad decisions because his ex-girlfriend, ex-fiance, I'm sorry, who he used to live with, cheated on him, left him. And then he went back. It's like, no, knock
Hey, now I
yourself
thought
out,
Monty
Pete.
was good at summarizations, but you got it going there.
Yeah,
and see,
and he almost had a
so
child with her too.
yeah,
If we remember
Oh,
back
and
in the
to
day.
kind of go off,
well, so the
off of
story
that,
goes.
and to kind of go off of that, people like to say, well, Pete's, might be autistic, he might be this, he might be that, and then people also like to say, well, Chantal, she's got these issues. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology and I'm getting my master's in social work. I have a lot of experience, with people who have issues. If either one of them were, you can tell, you knew for a fact that they were getting help with their issues. If Pete's, they said, yeah, you're autistic, he was going and he was getting help, he was going to therapy, then maybe it might be different. But you can't sit here and stand behind, well, I've got these issues when you're not getting help. I'm not going for that. You can do something else with that. And I'm not gonna lie, at first I was, when it came to Pete's, I felt bad for the guy. But after seeing the things that have gone on and he just doesn't seem to care, I really like you said, I don't want, to see harm, but I also don't really give too much of a care when it comes to him and the way that people see that, because like I said, if he was getting help, that might be a different story. But neither one of them seem to be getting any kind of help and really care. So,
Well, mental illness may not be your fault, but it is your responsibility to deal
exactly.
with, And I
Correct.
have zero dams, giver of no dams at this point, just, yeah, and I could sit here and pick it apart, but realistically, and call me, I'm a little bit voyeuristic. And it also keeps me, because like I said, sometimes, my first thought's wrong. But I watch these guys obsessively, I'll be honest, and I see the things they say and do, and it just makes adulting a little bit easier for me. Like, I think, what would Chantal do? And I do the opposite, and things have worked out fine so far. So, if nothing else, she's entertainment. She is. And so like today when she went off on the disability thing, almost got my panties in a bunch. But then I took a deep breath and I was like, stranger on the internet, karma's going to come from her. Well, technically not karma. Karma would be your next life, but the fates will come for her. What you throw out into the universe will come back to you tenfold. And she's putting some major bad juju out there with the way she treats other people and things. And, she's going to have to pay the piper at some point. Sorry for the mixed metaphors, but so I'm just sitting here smiling and waiting and, take a deep breath when she says something so heinous that you just want to flip out. Then I got to remember myself. Like, it's like a movie.
She really needs to stop talking about disabled people, like, for real. And she's going to find out really quick if she doesn't take those blood clots seriously, she's going to become a disabled person.
Exactly, Amy. Amen. You throw a clot and, you throw a clot and then, you've got that golden hour and they don't get
I
to
don't know. I don't
medicate.
know how she skirted so many medical issues because she is like a ticking time bomb when it comes to she doesn't. I mean, what happened to the diabetes? There's no way that disappeared as she claims. So many health issues. And someone in her chat, I think, keeps commenting about her getting compression socks for travel. She doesn't take any of that stuff seriously. I mean,
She thinks she's
I
too
sat
young.
on a plane for 11 hours going to Europe, and I was like, after I got off of that flight, I was like, I will never travel beyond 4 hours unless I can afford first class. Just won't do it.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
won't
I
do it.
moved from the US to Australia, which is a very long flight, and it was not a direct flight, so it took us like 24 hours complete travel time. And I was like 130 pounds at the time, and I still, like, my legs swelled up. Like, she is just, she drives me crazy. Like, I was saying about the whole blood clot thing because, like, that's what happened to me. I lost my leg because of a blood clot.
No.
Yeah, and so hence my name, Amped Amy. It's because I'm an amputee.
I thought it's because you were excitable. Oh my gosh, are you okay now?
Yeah, no, I'm fine now. I'm on blood thinners for the rest of my life. I mean, pretty much as soon as I found out that I was gonna have my amputation, I, decided, this isn't the end of my life. My life's just gonna be different, and it has been. But I've come through it. My surgery was last January, not this past one, but the one before. So a little bit over a year under my belt of being an amputee now. But yeah, no, she really needs to take it seriously because it is a big deal. Like, you can die from that. Like, I'm glad I'm still here. I'm down a leg, but I'm still kicking,
Exactly. It's true. And if you think about it, you're 130 pounds and, you fit in there perfectly. And if it can happen to anybody. And then you throw in the pre-existing condition. Yikes.
I'm glad you're doing okay though. I had seen you in the comments before, and so I'd seen you tell someone a little bit about your story. So I had but I'm glad you're doing great, and your outlook and everything now is that's really that's great. So yeah.
Aw, thanks, guys.
Yeah, and it sucks that Chantal went off, talking about like, why don't I get the same accommodations as somebody with disability? And it's like you said, keep it up, Chantal. If you live, you will get those accommodations.
Yeah,
And
she was saying that,
Yeah.
she was like, I'm disabled sometimes. Like, girl, you're gonna be disabled all the time if you don't change a lot real quick.
If she lives, like, because throwing a clot is no joke. You're lucky if you just, not that anybody's lucky. You know what I mean, Amy. It's just that it's a terrible and it's a scary thing, and it's a roll of the dice. What happens? You do not know.
Yeah, no, and I definitely am. I'm very lucky, and I know I am. I'm lucky to still be here, and like, I even wrote a thank you card to this, like, my whole surgical team. I was like, thank you guys for taking my leg because you helped me, like, I have the chance to go on and live a good life now, because like I was out of commission for a while before I lost my leg. Like I lost mobility for months. So by the time they were, I found out I was going to lose it, I was like, yeah, please take it. I was in so much pain, and I wanted to get through it and get to the other side. And, here I am, and I feel very blessed to be here.
Oh my gosh, Monty, like you literally have some real life super, super people in you as part of the community here. It's amazing hearing Ray Ray's story, Amped Amy's story, and I guess for a lot of us, uh, watching Foodie Beauty is a bit of an escape, and but at the same time, the community makes me laugh. It helps me to stay positive. Um, it's just all around fun. And as Zach likes to say, Pulpy Syntax likes to say, we're just here commenting on her monetized content. So, hey, she chooses to put it out there. And then when people have something to say about it, it's like, that's not how opinion works. If you want your life private, you keep it private.
Yeah. And I think
It's
that might
funny
be.
because
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no.
Oh no,
Well,
I
no,
was
gonna
agreeing.
say-
I was just
no,
saying.
I was just gonna.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say that yeah, like when it comes to Chantel, she's like it's like my dirty little secret. Like on like my YouTube channel and stuff, I'll probably never mention the fact that like I watch her. That's just like that's just my thing. And like when I was at the hospital, I had my iPad and like I was like constantly watching, because I watched a few reactors, and like it's basically like an all day thing, I'm not gonna lie. And so I'm sitting there because I have nothing else to do, just watching reactors, and the nurses they'd come up and they'd be like, oh, what are you watching, like get interested. And I'm like, well, and kind of give them like a brief like get down of what's going on. And they're like, yeah, that sounds interesting. But you can tell that like once they leave the room, they're like, do you know what that crazy lady in that room's like watching? Because like to somebody else, it's probably like, yeah, I watch like an overweight person that's got like issues and people react to her. But like the reaction is like so funny because they're just like, yeah, that's interesting. It was so funny. But yeah, I'm gonna leave, guys. So I just wanted to say bye, real quick.
No
So
problem. Ray
bye,
Ray,
guys.
thanks for being on panel.
It
Take
was
care.
Thanks.
Good
it
night,
was
Ray
fun
Ray.
talking to you
Ray.
guys. Bye.
Bye, Ray Ray. It was nice
Bye.
meeting you.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, the hardest thing is like when people ask me what I'm watching or whatever, I'm like, how do I describe this? I said, I'm watching a reaction to someone that I can't bear to watch, but it's like, like it's like you can't. I check in every day. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on now? And I see, okay, stories from the internet. What's happening? What's happening?
Yeah.
Is there
Yeah.
anyone here that remembers an old cartoon strip called Goofus and Gallant? It used to be in a old highlights magazine, and
I
it was like
love yes, highlights. Were they the brothers or
Yeah.
something?
yeah, and it was like learning what the
I
right
love
thing to do
highlights. Yep.
is. That was Gallant, and then there was Goofus, and you don't want to be Goofus. And I always kind of identified with Goofus a little bit, but I find Chantel to be very goofus. I watch Chantel as a blueprint for what not to do. That way, I don't
Yes.
have to make those mistakes and learn by doing them. I can watch her go, oh, okay. So if I talk, and do nothing, I get nothing. And if I complain, it's the world. It's not fair. Like, it's very much just watching what I would be like, I guess, if I had never went to therapy, never became accountable, was never humbled, and never made any changes. And I watch her and go, oh man, I'm just one slide away from fully indulging in the darkness that is where her head's at. And there's something
Yes.
that someone said to me, something, I don't want to give him credit because he's my stalker, so I won't give him credit for this. He said to me that this kind of thinking, this doing the wrong thing, knowing it's wrong and doing it anyway, he said, sometimes I like to chew on a problem until it has no flavor. and then I stick it in my hair. And it was a really good way to explain why we do the wrong thing anyway. And there's another thing that this particular human being said to me one time that made sense as well, is that am I allowed to say, well, poo? Let's say poo. Um, Poo stinks, but it sure is warm. And it's Chantel constantly choosing the thing that's the worst for her, but is the most comfortable, is the most familiar. And at some point, you're making choices. And I don't feel bad for an adult making a choice, knowing it's not the right thing for them and doing it anyway. You got that bubble gum in your hair.
Yeah.
You put it there. What do you want to feel? I used to be a hairdresser. Do you know how many times I've cut bubble gum out of a kid's hair? I don't feel bad. You sit there, be quiet. I'm going to get this out. But she put the bubble gum in her hair and she's mashed it in. And she's all like, why?
Then she shaved it
Well,
off and thought it would
yeah.
fix things.
Yeah, and she like keeps putting more gum in there. Like every day she keeps making the same choices.
The doily
And
is
expects a
actually
different
just
result.
gum.
That's the definition of insanity. But I'm not judging her. Mm-mm. Well, I am
No,
judging her
she
every day. I watch her and
I
judge her.
cannot lie, she has helped me lose weight. Cuz like when I lost my mobility, I gained weight obviously, and now I'm working very hard to get it off. And I sit and I watch her at lunchtime and it helps me eat better. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to do like the extreme opposite and like I count every calorie that goes in. Yeah.
But I wonder, I mean, like, even like what you were saying there, Buddha bitch, and I hate calling you, I like calling you that, but I hate calling you that at the same time. Sorry. But the difference is when we watch her and we can make the good choices based on doing the opposite of what she does, we don't have sometimes 1,000 people in our ear encouraging her dysfunctional behavior, you know? And she can't seem to separate the two.
Well, she built
Like
that hug
she's
box
so
for a reason.
enthralled in it all. I guess it's the attention seeking behavior that she has.
She also thinks that those people are her friends. Like she has this
Yeah, that, you know.
disillusion.
'Cause
She doesn't have personal
she-
close friends, and she thinks that these
Yeah.
people are her friends.
Yeah. She
She
said
knows she really
we
does. And
will go to
she'll
the
ask them,
nightclub. We will go beezing. It's like we aren't going anywhere. We aren't
yeah,
getting
yeah,
strip searched.
we're
We
gonna be
don't have to
safe.
walk 3
We're gonna
miles
be
to
in
an
the safety of
airport.
our homes, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Her
she
boundaries
had,
are blurred.
yeah, if she had some really good girlfriends, you know, some close friends that she could trust and she could rely on, half of the stuff would
She
never
doesn't,
have happened.
because she's a liar, she can't be loyal to do that.
Yeah. And
You
she's
know,
not
she
kind to
keeps,
women. Like if it comes down, push
she
come to
doesn't like
shove.
women. Do you notice
Yeah.
that? She has no respect for any woman. No
Did you
one.
hear? Did you hear when she was discussing her dream she had last night that she woke up and Natter was there and there were other women in the room and she kept demanding, "Who are these bitches? Who are these bitch?" Like women are automatically bitches, and the man's always the king and like she just I'm not crazy here. Somebody else had to have heard her say that on the stream. She's very
Well, I didn't hear it last night, but
misogynistic.
I've heard her make
Yeah.
similar comments. Like
She said it.
Yeah.
she'll be in any situation
Yeah.
and she's constantly insulting women. The men want her, and the women
Mhm.
she has no
Are in the
use for.
way. Yeah. And so it's hard to have close personal friends to make them like, she probably had one or two, but they've slowly grown apart because some people grow up, other people choose not to. And then it's like, why would you want to be friends with somebody that fundamentally hates you because they view you as competition? That's
Yep. Hey, Kid DJ.
Hey,
Yep,
DJ.
exactly. Everyone's a threat.
Yep.
Even her own sister. She's so
Yep.
jealous of her.
Well, especially her own sister. Like
Mhm.
she's like engaged, or maybe she's married now. I don't know. Isn't she like a bodybuilder too? Like in really good shape?
Bodybuilder and a hairdresser or a fitness person.
Yeah. I think she has a lot of resentment towards her.
And she does a lot of attention seeking stuff to her family. Like, I mean, what a shock to them when she shows up to them with a shaved head. So what? So she could be the center of attention? Like, It's all about her.
Always.
Oh, I got something
It's
to say.
got to be
Oh, sorry.
exhausting. No, go ahead, Buddha.
That shaved head. Can I just have a moment here?
Go for it,
Hairdresser
Buddha.
Buddha coming out.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a head shape like that?
I got triggered by that head shave for a few different reasons. Back in the day, my mom had a breakdown and she shaved her head, and it was a whole thing. So when I saw that happening, still newish in the foodieverse, I feel like I have a good BS meter, and she suckered me in. And I remembered I was watching FFG's chat, and I just remember going, "Are they being a little hard?" Like I didn't know her as well, and I remembered thinking,
Are they
"God,
being mean?"
she's being." This video is so raw, you guys, and I remembered thinking, I feel so bad for her. And then a couple of days later, I realized that I was taken. And I felt personally attacked by being taken by this woman because it kind of blew holes in all my years of therapy trying to.
Don't kick yourself, Buddha. She fooled all of us at one point or
Yeah.
another.
Yeah,
But I
because
mean, you
I
should've
thought
spoken.
maybe she was going to be starting fresh. We all thought it was a fresh start cut. It wasn't.
Oh, she got me, and I won't forgive her for it. And now I just, whenever I have that moment of sympathy, it's only on a human level. I don't want a human to suffer. I don't want a human. But I love to watch her be humbled all day, every day. I hope she goes to Cuba. I hope she's humbled by the heat. I hope she's humbled by, you don't take Canadians, stupid. And she's going to be treating people like they're her servants, throwing change on them. Like, it's going to be a shit show if she goes. The best thing for us
The
is if she
only
goes.
way she'll be doing that is if she can film it. Otherwise, she's just going to be quiet as a mouse in Cuba, and we'll hear a different story.
I honestly, I don't think she's going anywhere. She's going to be in her room on a green screen.
That's
The green
like
screen,
I
she
said,
can't even get to work.
Yeah, this is the hill I will die on. I don't think she's going to Cuba. I hope she proves me wrong because, like I said, I am so sick of the Natter arc and the baked in her room arc and the fat shaman arc. It's like, give me some tropical heat, some large insects, potentially malaria, Zika. I don't know.
What cycle is she in though? What like is this a whole other separate cycle phase? I don't understand what she's in right now. Survival mode?
I don't know, but all I know,
crazy with a side of crazy dipped in crazy sauce, but I don't know where we're at in the cycle anymore. I lost control, or I lost my place. I don't know. Does anybody know where she's at in this cycle?
All I know is if she put 10% more effort into this Beezer show with the wigs and the characters,
it's okay.
and everything.
Remember, guys, she said she's gonna make recorded videos, so it's gonna happen.
I'd be totally into it. If she set up the green screen downstairs and she got a kiddie pool, she filled it with sand, she just went in there with her bikini or whatever and just, got a tropical drink or something and
show those hands, Monty.
The cats would die. They'd be like, "Oh my god, a clean litter box."
True. True. And she could pretend
she could use their kitty litter for
sand. I'd be into it. Like, it would be something. It would be something. Just 10% more effort. That's all. That's all I ask, and it would be amazing.
She knows how to edit. She edited that idiot's videos for him. She put so much effort into his channel for him.
Yeah, that's true.
She thought she could buy him, and she still hasn't learned her lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Probably even gave him some money a day or two ago. We're back to
again
on the long road. Yeah, she was at the long road for some strange reason. Had to use the washroom there, and that was just yesterday. So we're back to the same old with Chantel. Allegedly.
I agree with you, Monty, on that one. Today, her stream, she was edgy. She was edgy, like peen was dangled in front of her and then yanked away. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I felt like she was really just looking for a reason to rage, looking for a reason to vent, and she got she got close.
Oh yeah.
To the peen. She got into the glow of the peen, but never got to touch it, and she's triggered by it.
Yeah, she's frustrated for sure.
There's
Can
not
I
enough
ask you a
edibles
question? I'm just
in this
thinking.
world to make me go within 1,000 miles of Stabby's green. That's just ew. Just I want. Mm-mm,
Do you think
mm-mm.
that if okay, uh you know how we were in the past everyone thought she was taking coke. Um or can I say that word? I guess I can, whatever. Um do you think shaving her head to her means that it wouldn't be traceable anymore? Like in terms,
That's a
I
bad
don't know, because
theory.
I don't know what she's thinking. Like, does
Maybe.
it
It's
work that way?
Um.
they check from the hair follicle, and it's like 90 days, and sometimes they can go back 6 months. I think her problem is because the hair. She says because the hair fibers were getting expensive, and she was getting so
Well,
incredibly
we know
thin
that's
on
that's
top.
BS
Yeah,
because hair
yeah,
fibers are cheaper than edibles,
yeah. But they
and
do
the
mess
wigs are
stuff
not
up.
cheap. They look
Yeah.
cheap.
I think it was a sympathy thing. I think it was oh my God, guys, I'm not a bad guy. I just suffer with mental health. You cannot get mad at me because I am sick. I am obviously going through something. So you can't
Yeah.
call me
Yeah.
out on anything I've done because that makes you a bad person to call someone out who's obviously going through something right
Yeah.
now. I only say that because I had a person do that as well. Look at me, I shave my head. People who are okay do not shave their head. How could you not feel bad for me? Look at my head. It's shaved.
Yeah.
And
I
that's what I think. It was a sympathy thing. Like, I'm
yeah.
crumbling,
I
guys.
I think she tried to go full on Britney Spears. Look what I did. I'm so crazy. And it's like, I don't know. It just felt a little
Yeah, but
bit
she doesn't have that
too
edge. Like,
calculated.
no matter how long the fake lashes are, no matter how everything she does, she doesn't have that edge at all. And I think she keeps trying to create the illusion that she's this tough person. But
She's forever
all
a
this time in
victim.
her 30 what years, I mean, it does take a while to find yourself, but you have to actually actively be searching and self-improving.
No, she wants to play the victim all the time. She wants all the
Mm.
pity and all the attention, and she wants a scapegoat for her horrible actions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the same
Michael,
person who, you know, tried to or pretended to unalive herself, like when she couldn't get her way, when her mother said, "No, you can't date the 35-year-old man when you're 14," and
Gosh.
she,
Yeah, but
yeah,
at what
and
point she can't, like, I mean, I can blame a lot on my past, but I don't live in my past. I mean, I've worked hard to not live in my past. So you like, I guess through counseling and stuff, she would learn these things that um you don't live in your past like that, and you're an adult now. So at what point are you accountable for your own actions?
Exactly. That's the way I would say it. The only reason I sympathize with this is because of a word like shame. Now, I used to be like Chantel, and I've done some extreme things in my past to people who loved me to get attention, to explain my bad behavior. And I can talk about it very freely without shame because I'm not a different person and I don't have the same thinking that I did when I was doing said behavior. Chantel is still thinking like that girl. She's still making choices in her 30s. Is she 30s? That she would make when she was 15 or 14. So the thing is, she's owning that behavior still to this day. And I think that if her behavior mimics now in her 30s the way it was when she was a teen, then she is 100% still having to be very accountable to all the actions that she's done from then till now. You know what I mean? She's not even sorry for the things that she did when she was younger, and she's still repeating the same behavior. No victim here. None.
Yeah, no, she's not ashamed in the slightest. Like, I think she thinks it's cute the way she acts. Like, just she makes my skin crawl. I can't.
And then she has people actually saying, yeah, it's really cute the way you're behaving. I mean, the other day, like even I think it was yesterday, I don't know, it's all the same with her. One of the blue wig, blue outfit days where all she did was belch, burp, fart, eat, repeat, like over and over and over, and she's getting paid for this. Hell, we got a whole panel talking about it.
I still can't believe that she makes a profit off of. I would say demeaning
Does she
herself,
really
but
make
at this
50
point,
grand?
there's no way to drag her down any farther. Like she's the lowest of the low right now.
Yeah, but Chantal, she has no low. She started she's already scraping the bottom of the cesspool. Like she really she loves it there. I don't know. She has to love it. I don't know. Because when I look at where she was like with BB when I first started watching her, and it's like it hasn't even been 10 years and her behavior is so. Is this just drugs or is this her true personality? I don't know.
I think it's
I
a
don't
bit
know
of
if this
column
is a
A and a bit of
persona.
column B. Like I think it's a bit of both.
Very true, very true. I guess we're slowing down right now, so maybe we'll start wrapping this up. So we'll give her last thoughts. Maybe I should do this clockwise order. I guess Greg Grebo, since you're right next to me, you can start off.
I'm touching you.
Well, I
Touching you.
guess. Okay.
I'm touching you. I'm touching you.
He poked me
Touching
first.
you. Yeah. Mom, Monty's touching me.
Come
Stop
on,
touching me. I'm
Monty.
not touching you. No.
Mm.
I'll wrap it up. So I will say I rage and I yell and I scream. The bottom line is Chantal is entertainment to me. When I watch movies sometimes, you know how you yell at the screen, you throw popcorn, and you boo and you hiss and you clap and you cheer. That's where I am with Chantal. I I I was officially done with Chantal and having any empathy for her back in, I think it was March or April 2017. And I guess you could say I've been firmly in the watch and see category since then. I find her fascinating. She is a daily reminder of me to get up, to adult, to do things like shower, to keep my house clean, and all those things, like I said. Because you always think, oh, how bad can it get? And every time you think it can't get worse, I'm not pointing at you, Monty. Sorry, I'll go. I'll just go like this, not Monty. So and so she's just like I said. Chantal is like this. She's like this exercise in futility. Reminds me that just work on you. You have control over you. You can react or you can respond. And there's days where I just want to react, and I watch Chantal reacting. I think maybe I need to respond instead. And then I have to thank Chantal. Thank you, Chantal. I've met some amazing people, lovely people in this community, and it's great. And so, somebody has to serve as the bad example. Thank you, Chantal. I appreciate everything you do. I really do. I appreciate it. I hope you figure it out. I do. But if not, be sure you're streaming your next screw up because I got to see what happens. I'm a horrible person. I know. That's all I got to say. Oh, and Amy, thanks for coming on and sharing your story. That was and Ray too, both of you guys. That was a big deal coming up and talking about stuff like that. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure coming and hanging out with Monty and the gang.
Okay, Ariana, I guess you're next.
I can't believe you're making me go after Great Grebo. Like she said everything. Like what to say? always with the great points. And yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like it's gonna be interesting to see if she goes or not. I don't think she will. I think like Great Grebo said, like she already laid the groundwork for the excuses that she's gonna have to not go. I think she's been thinking about excuses ever since she woke up the next morning, was like, oh no, I booked a trip to Cuba. What was I thinking? Oh no. But we'll see, either way, it's content and it's interesting. And I agree that this community is awesome, and I met some great people here. And I think that's part of the reason why Chantal doesn't like a lot of reaction channels, is because they have a lot of times have a great community that kind of supports each other and supports the streamer, and she doesn't get that from her chat. It's a lot of hate and negativity, and I think she probably wishes that she could get the support that you find here and other places. So yeah, thanks guys.
Thank you, Ariana. Buddha bitch, you're up.
Hey. Final thoughts, like Jerry Springer's final thoughts. Well, I wanted to touch on what Grebo was saying there. I watch and I find her to be entertainment, but there are moments when I get all hopped up with my emotions, because I think more than anything, it upsets me to see so much wasted potential, so many opportunities that she has at her fingertips, that, oh my God, what we would do, where we would soar with such opportunities, money, education, travel, endless time, which is priceless. And the days when she gets to me is the days when I realize that she has everything at her fingertips that she could create happiness with and peace with, time, but she doesn't. She wastes it while the rest of us hustle. And I don't like watching someone live the fat life, supposedly, while the rest of us struggle bus. So I watch her and I try to remember to be grateful, because I don't have even a fraction of what she does. But what I do have is a good head on my shoulders. And I don't need $20,000 a month because I cuddle dogs for a living. And I don't need this or that or that or this. I don't need peen to be happy, which is a radical thing, I know, because she doesn't know who she is without peen, without this, without that. And something in Buddhism I'd like to touch on before I leave is, oh my God, my brain just stopped working. I had this amazing point and my brain went Control Alt Delete. Oh, people think that, we were hoping for a little bit of karma or a little bit of, she's going to sow those oats because she got all her money back real quick and she got monetized, and it's just not fair. But here's what I have to say about people like her getting things and not deserving them. Well, not deserving them, but like, she has been. How can I put this? Basically, her karma to me is her life, and her happiness and her peace is her life. And every choice that she makes now, I don't believe is going to come back to her at the end of her life. I believe she can have all the money in the world and all the opportunities, but she is miserable. And that is her karma playing out IRL right in front of us. And that gives me peace and happiness. Thank you very much for coming to my TED Talk.
All right, thank you, Buddha. Island Dreamer. Have we lost Island Dreamer? Okay, Aunt Amy. Go ahead. I guess we've also lost Aunt Amy.
Oh,
Oh no,
sorry, I
I'm
am
here.
here.
Sorry.
I was on mute, but go ahead, Aunt Amy. I'll go after you.
Yeah, sorry, my nephew's here and he wants to see me before he leaves. I'll just quickly say thank you to Monty. I love that you give us all this platform to come on here and speak our mind and, give our opinions on things, and just for everything that you do for the community. I don't know what we would do without you. And I want to thank everybody for all the love that they were giving me in the chat. And yeah, that's basically all.
All right, thank you, Aunt Amy.
All right, so I just want to say, I'm not going to say anything about Foodie Beauty because I think we've talked about her enough tonight. I want to say to the members of the panel, to Monty, and the members of the chat, be the change. Just be the change. Have a great weekend, everyone.
All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. All my mods, my regulars, all my members from my main channel. Thank you, panel members Greg Grebo, Ariana, Amt Amy, Alan Dreamer, Buddha Bitch, Ray, and who else was on panel again?
Kidney Bay.
Yeah, Kidney. Yes, Kidney Bay. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. I guess we're gonna do this another time. Come Saturday, we will try and have this as often as possible because this is like feedback from the community. What are people thinking from literally all over the world? So this is amazing that we have different people all the time coming up that would normally not have a voice, but they'll have a voice here. So that's always good. So thank you so much, everybody. Smash the like button. Remember, the contest on my third channel is still going strong. So maybe check that out. Take care. Have a good one. Bye bye.